Hi, my name is Dina D. Page, and one of the passages that Eckhart Tolle talks about, he talks about liberation, or essentially freedom. And when he uses the term liberation, it's in reference to liberation or freedom from yourself. And he says that there are three main things that we are liberated from. He says that conscious awakening is the liberation from the delusion that, number one, that we are our form. Number two, that the forms out there are threatening. And it's liberation from the delusion that some forms out there can fulfill us. All three of those statements are pretty amazing. And I'd like to talk just a little bit about it, that if we're freed from the delusion of thinking these things, that when we're free from thinking that we are our forms, basically that we're not our bodies. And when you look at a dead body, clearly we can make the observation that we never were our body. Our essence, or our essence identity, or as he calls it, the deep I, merely resided in the physical form that we were. So it's liberation from the delusion that we are our form. The second point is it's liberation from the delusion that the forms are threatening. Fear, anxiety, and thoughts about others are within our own mind. We manifest and we create stories about the possible threats of everything, not only other people, but other situations and other life circumstances that they're threatening. And that's part of anxiety and worry and fear and threat systems that are manifested in our mind. And the third thing is we're liberated from the delusion that some forms out there are going to complete us. We have the delusion to think that another human being is going to make our life all better. We're finding the ultimate partner in life, only to find out in a very short space of time that they're just as how shall I say this, prone to insecurities and issues and problems just like ourselves. So when we think that we're going to find someone that is going to be our savior and is going to help us and fix us, as Eckhart says, we're going to die a very unhappy death because other people can't possibly do that. The only true salvation that you really can is in your own conscious awareness, that you know yourself, that you know that you are not just your form, but you are something far greater than that. And that the worries that we have in life are really self-induced by our minds. We need to clear our minds. We need to not let monkey mind continue and hijack us into thinking about all kinds of things that are unnecessary. We actually need to think very little in the day. And clearing the mind is one of the most difficult things to do, and yet it's the easiest thing in the world to do. And the final thing is that there's no place to go, there's nothing to do, and there's nothing to acquire. If you have that state of mind like Zen Buddhists think, then we're not searching for our ultimate partner. If it happens, great. But the contentment in life comes in knowing yourself and shining and radiating, and others will come. So thanks for letting me share my thoughts on Eckhart Tolle, who inspires me, Dina DePage. Thanks.